Let's take you to Sandton here in Johannesburg. That is whereby Peter is standing by for the 20th anniversary of the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. Peter, it's over to you.
Palisa, thanks very much indeed. Yeah, things are starting to get a little bit exciting here. Okay, the weather might not be as amazing as we would like, but nevertheless, Standard Bank Joy of Jazz happening, started last night, as we've been saying, and what it does every year, and this is the 20th year now, what it does, it brings together local artists and the very best of international artists as well. And one of them that's performing, and one of the main attractions of this year's Standard Bank Joy of Jazz is acclaimed Branford Marsalis, a three-time Grammy Award winner. Some say that he is perhaps the best living jazz musician of our time. Thank you very much for joining us. I know it's loads of accolades, isn't it? But 3 Grammys is a significant tribute to your contribution to jazz over the years. So welcome back to South Africa. It's been 14 years.
Yeah, it has been.
So tell us about your feelings being part of Joy of Jazz in 2017.
Well, it's always great to come back to Joburg. And just what I like to do is go, like some of the guys, we walked over to the Sandton Convention Centre and just be around the people.
Yeah.
And it's just great to feel that energy and feel the vibe. It's great. We're looking forward to tonight.
I know that you've had a chance to do some workshops with young musicians.
Yeah.
What were you able to share with them?
I don't really have a set.
Yeah.
You know, we were out at Gauteng in Benoni, and I don't have a set plan. A lot of it is based on questions they might have, or questions that some of the people in the audience might have, and you share ideas and you play a few songs, and it was a great time.
Right. So 14 years ago was your first time in South Africa, Joy of Jazz then.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while since then. And I just wonder, your own journey in that time, you've done a lot. Some people call you quite eclectic musically, pop, jazz, you name it. Tell us about that. Is it why you like to experience different kinds of music?
I grew up that way.
Yeah.
New Orleans is a great music city, and it's one of those cities where there were very few musicians who could afford to make a living playing only one style of music, so they played as many styles as possible.
Right.
And it wasn't until I moved to New York that I suddenly realized that there were lines and categories and boxes, and I just ignored that.
Yeah.
I mean, I said the boxes are for people who need to feel good and comfortable in their own space, and I feel comfortable in many spaces, so I just did what I usually do.
So jazz itself, I mean, it's more than 100 years old. The purists say that there's a certain sound that makes up jazz, but it's evolving over time, and I just wonder what your thoughts are about what is supposedly pure and where jazz is going.
I'm more in the puritanical strain, yeah, and it's not. I mean, it's like jazz has a sound. It has a language. It's no different than Zulu or I can't say Sosa, Khosa. You know, it's just it's somehow similar to an American coming over here and saying, "Oh, well, that doesn't really work for me. I think I'm going to change a few words." I mean, it's the main component of jazz is not improvisation.
Yeah.
The main component of jazz is jazz, and I have no ill will towards anyone who wants to play. The word jazz means everything now, and that's not going to change. But it's just what I do. I focus on what I'm going to do, and I don't really worry about the labels.
So what can people expect to hear from you? What you're going to present to them?
Jazz.
Yeah. And I think that's probably the best place to leave it.
Yeah.
Branford Marsalis, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and we look forward to seeing you perform. Thank you so much.
All the best.
All right. Well, that's Branford Marsalis, one of the performers at the 20th Standard Bank Joy of Jazz. But another performer is who you're hearing now, and that's Brenda Mtambo. Let's cross to her now and listen.
city.